Okay, so I've been writing poetry every day. This is my year-long poetry challenge. This was my friend AJ emailed me this prompt, which was for this challenge you have to do three things. One was use a line from a movie. One was to use a song verse, and the other is to use a line from one of your own past poems. So. Bonus points for anybody who can catch any of these. There's one blatant one, which I'll tell you afterwards. But
what was a song?
One line from a song, one line from a movie, and then something from one of my own poems. So you might recognize that too. You guys over here have heard me read them 1,000 times. I meet you at Philly International, still wondering why you're here because I know it can't be for me. You and your brother moved your mother to Ohio 6 years ago when your father died, and none of your family remains in this cranny of the States. You deplane with businessmen and women, tourists, a miscellany of folks wearing everything from pink Crocs to purple eyeshadow. I know you were heavier since I last saw you, nearly 2 decades ago, but you look the same as then, now, though your temples grayed as they do on heads of black hair. You thrust yourself upon me, just like you used to. I feel you touch me, and it's 1984, in my bedroom, in the house on Mays Landing Road where we slept together, literally, many nights. Your girlfriend joined us once, after we had been out late, and though she usually crashed on my parents' couch, we collapsed exhausted onto the mattress and didn't even think about sex before we passed out. It wasn't until morning, with your soft form spooning mine, I was scared, terrified that I would get out of that bed terrified that you would get out of that bed and leave me never to feel the rest of my whole life the way I felt when I was with you. Now, your arm around me, you tell me I haven't aged at all, and I feel like I haven't for a few minutes. Heading to baggage claim, we walk, and I wonder.
It's 1984.
Yeah, that is one line. I feel you touch me, and it's 1984. That's from a Robbie Williams song. And the other one was from Dirty Dancing. Leave me to never feel the rest of my whole life the way I feel when I'm with you. Remember when she says that? Yeah. And then the end where I say I wonder, that's from Sightlines poem, actually. Now I see we have, I guess this is PG or PG-13 right now. This is an ethery. Which you can't really hear it because it's one syllable, then 2 syllables, then 3 syllables, then 4 syllables. You can't really hear it, but the feeling feels like death, but not that I've died. Something inside of me has. When you find yourself commiserating with Cain, an alien, you know there's a problem. And so far, Pepto, Tums, and Zantac haven't done a damn thing. Okay on time? This came from, I had written, or I had recited somewhere, and one of the lines was, he is karma's pawn. Well, someone heard it as karma's spawn, so I decided to write a poem about karma's spawn. Karma spawned a litter. Itza grew to be in charge of guilt. Her motto was, do bad, feel bad. Serial killers need not apply. Dworka became the purveyor of property, which he distributed unevenly as a matter of course. We all know why. Achmana was relegated to health, and her twin brother Lothalja to pain. Together they spread themselves like butter across the world. Hypochondriacs and masochists rejoiced. And Korafa ended up with love, but, since he was selfish, gave it to no one. He did, though, allow us to believe that we had it, were in it, had lost it. He'll get his. This one is a rondeau, I believe. I met a dodo on the street one day and wondered what her feathers had to say. This one, she said, is for my poetry, a quill with which I write a potpourri of metaphor for all that I betray. I asked, what's this one for? That one's cliché, that's why I dyed it blue, to wash away the boring and the trite. I said, I see, but didn't as we chatted on that day. There's one more you must see. I said, okay, with much aplomb, I do admit. It's gray, but it's the softest one because it's mine. Because it's me, they're me, all raw and cooked, like memories of childhood and sex. Quite an array as Dodo and her feathers spoke to me that day. And now a sonnet. I was a kid when Grandmom died, although I was 40. I sifted photos from a life begun near 100 years ago, less 10 and 5, as if the goddamn sum of life is but a pose and smile times N. A couple dozen albums, then a box, the one of memories I gave to Grandmom 2 years before. Inside was the pet rock she'd given me when I was 6 because I cried again. An old cassette of me and Gord and Grace performing for applause. A puppet she'd crocheted when I was 3. A letter thanking her for all the years I was her favorite, stained with both our tears.